Welcome back, fourth grade. Today, in lesson 3.1, we are going to finish our read aloud of the reference book, It's All Energy. Our plan is to connect the investigations we did in the sim to what you're going to hear today and come to a new understanding. Let's start by reading about wind. And remember, you're going to want to take this information and you're going to use it on page 41 of your investigation notebook. In that table we were working on last lesson, we're going to write about the wind. So read along with me. Wind. Wind is moving air, and anything that is moving has energy. A wind turbine, often called a windmill, can capture the energy in wind and use it to generate electrical energy. A single wind turbine cannot capture and convert as much energy as a large power plant. So people often build wind farms with many turbines in windy places. So here's our 4 categories. Renewability. Wind energy is renewable energy. When you use it, there's still more. Reliability. Wind is less reliable than most other sources of energy because the weather is not windy all the time in any one place. Any system that includes wind energy must include other energy sources in order to be reliable. Offshore wind farms are in oceans or very large lakes, miles away from land. Offshore wind farms have windy weather more often than wind farms on land. But even offshore farms still do not generate energy all the time. Cost. Wind farms on land get $1 sign, meaning they're less expensive. Offshore wind farms get $3 signs, which means they are the most expensive. Wind farms on land are less expensive than offshore wind farms because it is easier to build a wind farm on land than in the ocean. That seems very logical to me. And environmental impact. The whirling blades of a wind turbine are a danger to birds and bats. Scientists are studying ways to help animals avoid them. People who live near large wind turbines have had problems with the noise they make, and offshore wind turbines may cause noise pollution harmful to ocean animals. Let's continue learning about the sun. The sun's light is very bright and brings lots of energy to Earth. People use the energy in sunlight in many ways. We use sunlight simply for light so we can see, but we also use thermal energy, chemical energy, and electrical energy that all come from the energy in sunlight. To convert solar energy to electrical energy, we use solar panels and solar thermal power plants. Let's go back to our categories. Renewability. Sunlight is a renewable energy source. The sun will continue to put out sunlight for billions of years, no matter how we use its energy. Reliability. Solar panels do not work all the time. For example, they cannot be used at night when solar energy is not available, and they are not reliable on cloudy days. In order to be reliable, a system must include other sources besides solar energy. And cost. Solar panels get $2 signs. That means it's on the more expensive side. And solar thermal power plants get $3 signs, which means they're the most expensive of all these. Solar thermal plants are more expensive than solar panels. Overall, the cost of using the sun's energy is higher than some other energy sources. And the environmental impact. Solar panels. Factories that make solar panels have to use dangerous chemicals. However, once a solar panel is made, it lasts a long time and makes no pollution while it is being used. And solar thermal power plants. These power plants take up a lot of land. Usually that land is in a desert, which is a habitat for wildlife. So now I want you to go back to your investigation notebook on page 41. And I want you to write your ideas, like we did for fossil fuels, for wind and sun. So when you read about the wind, what did it make you think about in the sim? And what can you talk about it as an energy source? And do the same thing for the sun. Once you have done that, then I want you to answer the question at the bottom about your new understanding. So what new understanding do you have about Ergstown's electrical system? And I'll see you in the next activity.